Y'all know I'm giving all praises to God. I'm giving God all the glory. This was his season. They had to have his hands on our team. I just honestly believe from day one, we had Bishop Monty Campbell, we had Pastor Stephen Brown, we have me praying for the team, having the players pray. It's been a great season because we're so grounded and we're so humbled by the fact that we know where our power comes from and that what's over our team. So I'm thankful for that. Tonight's game is just a result of just staying together, staying close, and keeping our faith.
Peaches, did you have an exorcist for last season? Just joking. Hey, man, with what you went through and the team went through last year, how much sweeter is this? Somebody hit the light behind you. How much sweeter is this game, this championship in this season?
Obviously, it's sweet because of what happened last year. You know, when you can come back the following year, you fall down and you can get back up. That's what life is all about. That's like the American story. You know, when you see someone fall and then they get back up and they become victorious, that motivates people, that motivates everybody. And it's been rewarding this year compared to what we did last year.
Up on that, congratulations first and foremost.
Thank you.
You said multiple times up there what a difference a year makes. To kind of follow up on that, just the journey that you and the program have been on, obviously the way last year ended and some turnover and a brand new roster, to kind of see all that through and have these guys stick together the way they did and do something that you've never done before and the program has never done before in this conference. I mean, just how do you sum up that journey over the last year or so?
It is gratifying. That's how I sum it up. It is like, it's special. You know, obviously, we hit the ground running last year with that group. Caleb Mills gets hurt at Tulsa. It just gets a little rocky, and then it just went, at the bottom fell out. And there was nothing that I could do about it but just withstand the storm. And, you know, I just withstood the storm. It was a big storm last year, and I knew I was confident in myself. It's the reason why I made changes to the roster, to the staff, because I needed more pressure on myself. I was relying on too many people, and I needed more pressure on myself. So at the end of the day, God put it on my heart to kind of get quiet, chop wood and carry water, and just basically take all the hits and then put a tight schedule together before I put a roster together and just believe that God would bless us with the right group. Went after character first, talent second, and, man, what a beautiful group that he allowed us to get.
Penny, based on having the championship on your resume now, what does that say as far as your advancement as a coach?
It says a lot because I've grown. I've grown a lot. I mean, I didn't feel like I had it all together at one point moving forward. I just knew I worked hard. I knew the X's and O's, and I knew I was going to work hard. But the culture, building a culture, getting the right staff, finding out what I really needed to work with me to make me better, and not just grabbing guys. I had to learn a lot. And this growth this year is what I needed. You know, it's just a great feeling to know that, you know, I put the right roster together, put the right staff together, and we're successful.
Was there a moment at any point in this offseason where, you know, you did something or something happened and you kind of maybe closed your eyes and said, you could picture this with the net hanging around your neck and, you know, where we've got something here? Was there a moment in the offseason where you're like, okay, we got something here, we can do some special things? I can't
really say that I saw that in the summer. I just knew that we had a group of guys that could get it done, and I didn't know what was going to happen, but I knew it was God-led, honestly. It was just my faith. Putting that group together and knowing that putting the schedule together before you put a group together like that is crazy because you don't know who you're going to get. And that's just the power of a higher being because we got the group that we needed. Nick didn't go anywhere. He was the only guy coming back. And then to build a full team around that with the schedule so hard and to be able to outlast the schedule, beat the schedule. We had some hiccups, but, man, this is a successful season by a long shot with the scheduling that we had.
And then you kind of put out a call earlier this week to the fans to let PJ know. Mm-hmm. What did you think when you heard the?
I loved every minute of it because that's how you want to feel as a player. Because we all understand that teams are going to be calling him. They're probably calling him now. And it's so enticing, right? Dangling that carrot, like, okay, you could come here and be even bigger than you were at Memphis, but how could you get bigger than, first team All-American? That's what I think he is. I think he's MVP of the league. So at the end of the day, he'll have to make decisions, but for the fans to do that, that makes me proud to be from Memphis because that's what we want. That's who we are.
Coach, how do you take a lot of the momentum, the emotions of this week and take it into the conference tournament now?
I think you take the momentum because it's a feeling you don't want to lose. We're the favorite. We got the favorable time on next Friday. Every game is going to be hard. We played every team at least once. We know who they are. They know who we are. We just have to go in there laser focused. So for me, this feeling is what's going to carry over to next week because it's a great feeling when you win. When you become a winner, you never want to lose that.
Penny, you've talked about this a little bit already, but obviously no coach ever wants to, hit the rock bottom the way that you kind of did last year. But it arguably kind of led to, all the changes that you've spoken about with yourself so many times from, how to, manage the program and, hold players and coaches accountable and that kind of thing. And now with everything that you've achieved this year off of that summer, do you think you could have achieved all that or become the coach that you are now without experiencing what you did last year?
If we would have had a successful season like we should have and gone to like a Sweet 16 or an Elite 8, I would not have grown. We would have just won, to be very honest with you. That fall that I took, it actually made me better. It made the team better because I got better. And it would have just been a great run. It wouldn't have been with substance. So this year, every win has been with substance because I'm fully aware of what's going on at all times, holding people accountable, being present in every moment on the court and off the court with the guys. I would not have grown as much as I've grown without that failure.
And with that, and now that you've won the outright AAC title, there's no discussion or argument anymore. You're the outright champs, and plus with everything else you've done, would you be, I guess, like insulted or offended? I know you're not really into the individual accolades or whatever, but would you be insulted or offended if you didn't get the Coach of the Year at this point?
I wouldn't be because we're the outright champs. I wouldn't be. If they gave it to someone else, it would be okay because I'm a total team guy, bro. That's what I'm all about. The success of this team, and that's how happy the city is. My individual accolade wouldn't mean anything to me because I want to do it for the city and for the school.
Quite the celebration you guys threw out there. I could tell you guys all really enjoyed it. Not to be a Debbie Downer, how do you make sure they're not riding too high off of that going to Fort Worth next week?
Yeah, well, you have to be in the moment. We're present in the moment right now, so it's okay to do it now. We have a full week to work. Let's enjoy all the work because that we had all year because you have to win every game. Again, our team has to win every game. So all the grueling days of just getting yourself up and battling the bigger teams in the non-conference and then getting in the conference and you're expected to win every game by double digits. To be able to enjoy this tonight, I'm going to let them enjoy this. But on Sunday afternoon, we're going to get back to work and refocus. Everything's 0-0 right now. And it's time to get another short-term goal put together and go out there as the number 1 overall seed and represent in a great fashion.
Does the schedule kind of help with that in terms of you can enjoy for a couple days because you guys don't play until next Friday?
Yeah, because we just had a hard schedule. We went to UAB last Sunday, played in UTSA Tuesday, and then played today. That's very hard, right? And then now we get a full week off of just not relaxation, but to be able to just recover and then mentally get ourselves prepared and physically as well.
Penny, this is the first time you had everybody on campus except for one person in June. You've mentioned that in prior preseasons. When did you know that you had something special with these guys?
Well, I just knew for me to have them early, we would be better early because it usually takes my teams a while, January, to start coming around. I knew we would be better early. I didn't know how great, but I knew we would be better than the past because when you get together in June, you get to put everything in and install everything before the season starts, and you have the entire group. And that is something that I've never had, which is a part of why we're so successful right now because we've been pushing the same way since June on being champions, and it paid off.